Yeah, absolutely. It felt like that, Frank. From beginning to end, man, the Jaguars just were out physical at the point of attack by a dominant Seattle front line. We had talked about it being one of the big concerns heading into the game, and it certainly played out like that. And the thing is, the Jags have always been able to bounce back and respond to whatever level of physicality was. I just felt like it was a little overwhelming at the point of attack yesterday.
All right, so here's what I'll say, and we've been talking about this on the station all day today. I'm not concerned about that because I think a hallmark of this Jaguars team is physicality. I think they've proven that. They proved it in the first 5 games. So I'm not worried that they won't be physical enough moving forward. That's not a concern for me. What I am worried about is all these unforced errors. So many formation penalties and offsides penalties and delay of game. Are you concerned about that? And how do they clean that up, Bucky? Because that has been a pattern for this Jaguar team.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a major concern going all the way back to week 1. And it's something that Liam has talked about. I'm sure they've drilled in practice. They've gone over. I'm sure they've done PowerPoint presentations. But for whatever reason, it's not registering. And it's an issue because we're killing ourselves. And so much of what the Jaguars always talk about is the Jaguars can't beat the Jaguars. Let's make the other team beat us by out-executing us, by making plays because they have superior talent or schemes. But don't let it be a situation where we're beating ourselves with self-inflicted penalties, miscues, blown assignments, and those things. And, it's been a problem. And no matter what we've talked about or done, it hasn't changed. So it has to change if the Jaguars going to maximize their potential.
Bucky, are you concerned about Cam Little, or is it just a couple of misses and he'll shake it off? I mean, he's proven he's a really good kicker. You don't do what he did last year if you're not pretty good at it. It's in his head a little bit, I think. Any reason for concern there, or do you think Cam bounces back here?
Man, I hope he bounces back, but the only reason I'm concerned is because the position is such a temperamental position based on psychology and mentality and those things. And sometimes, man, the best thing that happened was the 70-yard kick, right? It was in preseason. You could see it. But it also raises the level of expectations whenever he runs out there. Now he's viewed as a superhero that can make it from anywhere. And that pressure can be immense when you're expected to be perfect in those things. Hopefully he can find a way to settle down, get into a flow state, and go back to being the Cam Little that we know and love. But, yeah, I'm a little concerned, not quite concerned where I'm like, hey, we need to bring kickers in and those things. But, yeah, it's a little concerning when you start putting together a couple of misses, a PAT miss, and those things.
Bucky, and I, I make a lot of golf analogies, it's what I know, right? But if you miss a 4-foot putt, well, then the next 4-foot putt's tougher because you just remembered the one you just missed. So your hands get a little tighter and you grip the club a little harder, which is the last thing you can do. And if you block it right a little bit, you tend to pull it the next time because that's in your mind. You're down there on the sideline. You see him kicking into the net. You're around there when they take their helmets off. Do you sense that with Cam a little bit, that he's stressed and overthinking like golfers do at times? Do you feel that when you're down there on the sideline with those guys?
Yeah, 100%, man. Because, like, Frank, when you're down there, man, it is very much like golf. That's why so many punters and kickers are great golfers, because the mentality is the same. And the thing that you see is maybe a little tightening up, maybe a little disappointment and stress that kind of forces you to overthink or think about things that you've never thought about before. And that certainly is in play. And the way that you work through it is the same way you work through it in golf. You really got to focus on next shot, focus on the mechanics and the rhythm. You spend more time worrying about the process and less on the results. And eventually the results will get back to what you want them to be.
Greg Newsome got beat on the one play. I felt terrible for him. He got in there one play. They went right at him. They hit him on a big play, and he didn't play much after that. Tell me your thoughts on Greg Newsome, how you think I think he's going to be fine. He's a first-round draft pick, and he can run and cover, and he's very good in zone with his eyes on the quarterback, which is what this team likes to do, I think. But you've seen more of him than I have. What should we expect from Greg Newsome as we move forward here?
Look, he's going to be fine. But you know what that was, Frank? Imagine us having a foursome. You show up a little late, but we put you first on the tee box. Let's go. No swing. That's exactly
That's right.
exactly what it was. It was a lot of pressure. They dialed it up. It came right after a break, and it was interesting because when he comes in, it's either an extended TV timeout or whatever, and you can see the Seattle coaches kind of talking, because I heard you say, hey, Greg Newsome's in. Yeah. And you can see them kind of plot in, like, first play, man, JSN lines up outside, but not all the time.
Right.
But it was like, hey, let's see what my man's legs are like after he's kind of been away from it for a week.
Right.
He's still trying to kind of fit into the scheme, and they dialed it up. But I can tell you, this dude's a really good player, really good instincts and awareness, and didn't have the greatest last year, but coming out of Northwestern, I thought he was an outstanding pro. He'll get back on track. This scheme is perfect for him. He just has to learn it and then get used to playing.
He's a guy that tends to find the football, and that's certainly this defense has proven that's what they want. There's no doubt about that. I thought Trevor played pretty well. I mean, he was harassed. He was sacked 7 times, pressured almost all the game. I thought he hung in there. I thought, given what he was dealing with, he had a couple drops. I thought Trevor Lawrence played a pretty good game. What'd you think?
Yeah, he was solid, but I think his clock was sped up because, I mean, obviously they couldn't protect the guys up front. 7 sacks allowed, a lot of harassment. It almost felt like he was just running around, you know, like a chicken with his head cut off, trying to find a way. And even though he has success using his legs, no one wants Trevor to live in that world where he's having to improvise and make plays, scrambling and throwing across his body. It was a solid performance, but for him to be better, all of the players around him need to be better. The protection, the playmakers, and those things. So if you protect him better and you catch the ball more consistently, Trevor Lawrence is going to play better.
All right, Bucky, let's fast forward to London on Sunday. Obviously, the team's going today, so they're going to be there all week long. The Rams aren't going until Friday. What do you make of the two different philosophies here? Why is John McVay's going so late, Liam's going early? How will that affect the game in your mind, anyway?
I mean, like, it won't going to affect the game until we see the outcome, right? Because after the game is decided, then we say one team approached it the right way, the other team approached it the wrong way. For Liam, this is an opportunity to reset in training camp, right? When you take the team overseas and families and stuff aren't involved, it literally forces the team to spend all their time together. And even though all their time is not on X's and O's, it's continue to refine and build up the chemistry and camaraderie amongst the group. For the Rams, this is kind of like a sports science game. Hey, let's get over there. Let's not worry about the body clock. Let's get to it. Let's play it and leave. Very much like the way I traveled over there. Land, let's wake up and play, and let's get back on the plane and go back. We'll see. Like, if you've done it a while, you're not really in a fog. Look, the Rams spend a lot of time. I know their training staff over there, they understand sleep studies and all that. There's been a lot of thought behind it. I think they just kind of want to get over there, put the ball down, play, and get back to L.A.
Let me tell you Bucky's life. Bucky is a high school football coach. He's going to coach on Thursday night or Friday night, leaving on the red eye, right, Buck? You're leaving, and he's in Los Angeles, by the way, so it's an 11-hour flight. Leave on the red eye, get there about 5 o'clock Saturday night. Is that the plan, Buck? Is that still that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, straight shot. We're gonna get there. I mean, may have some soup or whatever. And then we get up and go, Frank. Bucky and I, what we gonna do.
Bucky and I are gonna grab dinner when he gets there, and he's not gonna know what planet he's on, what country he's in, and then the next thing you know, you'll play. All right, before we let you go, tell me about the Rams. You know that team awfully well, obviously. We know Matt Stafford. We know Puka Nacua may not play. What are your expectations there? And tell us a little bit about the Rams team that these Jaguars are going to face.
And then a carbon copy. I mean, they're kind of the standard that we want to be in terms of how they play. Sean McVay does a great job of building a great team. And in a great team, man, offense, defense, special teams, but more importantly, culture. This is a tough, resilient team. They want to play a physical brand of football, so they're going to run it. They got a big-time quarterback in Matthew Stafford who can attack you in a variety of ways. And then on defense, man, they just got a young, hungry bunch of guys that get after it. This will be a test similar to the test that we just experienced with the Seattle Seahawks. We'll see if we fare better now that we've had a little indoctrination with this kind of ball, having played Seattle on Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be a physical game, no question about it. All right, Bucky Brooks checking in, does a great job talking Jaguars.
Hacker here, and thank you so much for watching this video on the 1010XL Jaguar YouTube channel. Be sure and like, subscribe, and keep it locked right here on all the 1010XL channels on the 1010XL YouTube network.